Oh, now this one kind of hurt my heart, man. I'm gonna be honest. This hurt my heart. Hurt my heart really bad because I'm one of those that I really feel for the game industry as a whole. Um, I can tell you guys, I'm one that has read multiple books on the game industry. As a kid, I wanted to grow up and be a game developer. As many kids do. You play games, you say, I want to develop video games. Now, I did get older when I was going into college. I instantly knew I did not want to be a game developer. Like, I knew. I went into networking. I'm certified. I have a degree. Okay. I'm a computer networking engineer. I'm certified. So I have that under my belt. I can forever go somewhere and do networking jobs. And I also can still come on here and do the podcast all the time. For game companies in China, it's not so good. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. They right now have a freeze going on. And I'm going to get to the specifics because there is specific information that needs to be mentioned. But they're having a freeze on all games being pushed out. So you know what that means? This freeze has been going on for a while, I believe, since the big push of them trying to stop kids from playing games so much. For those who don't know, China, and if anybody's from China in here or know about China, please chime in. Okay, I'm not the China expert, but from what I know of the history of China, very competitive with the United States of America, and typically, when they feel it's an area of improvement that they can make to take their entire all the people in China and make them better years from now, they will make a government change to make that happen very quickly like that. And video games is one of them. They even talked about implementing cameras into systems so they could actually see the kid trying to log in. Okay, oh, that's a kid. You can't play. So they have been just on it. They put a freeze on games, and now there's over 14,000 game companies damn near about to go under. That's crazy. And I'm going to tell you why it's crazy. It's crazy because game companies, there's so many of them. And a game company can be one person. Okay, literally, you can be one person developing a game, and you can go ahead and have your LLC and everything. You're good. You are a company. You're a game company. But when you work so hard on making games, you spend time on developing, you put your heart and soul into something, and you look for the fruits of your labor. You look for that flower to start growing, to flourish, and it doesn't. It hurts. It sucks. It puts a dampen in all your plans, and you might even consider what you're doing for a life and, might change it. These 14,000 game companies that are about to go under are dealing with that simply because of rule change in China. I don't see the United States of America. We've had a lot of different, I would say political issues when it came to video games way back from, where Beavis and Butthead was even coming into video games. They talked about the things done, Mortal Kombat, the violence, Grand Theft Auto, Manhunt. I can go on and on about the different video games that probably was mentioned in a court hearing. Yes, mentioned in a court hearing. That is no joke. But China is serious. They're not playing. Like, China literally has officially said, we're shutting it down, a freeze, no games coming out. So there's not a big market. Just understand how big the market for China is. It's a huge market for games. There's a lot of companies that when they actually get their product into China, the sales go crazy. It's a huge market. You know how many people there? A lot of people want to break into that industry of China. And guess what? 14,000 game companies right now are not going to be able to do so. So we are going to go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to pull up the article. Let's jump into it. And we're almost through the subject, so I'm going to kind of run through these pretty quickly. I don't want to go too quick, but I'm going to run through them pretty quick. And then if anybody calls in, we'll take calls. We'll do all that shit. You know how we do. But around 14,000 Chinese game studios shut down due to licensing freeze. Damn. Small game companies keep going out of business and larger studios suffer losses as China freeze on gaming approvals continue. China's licensing freeze extended to 2022. Nearly 14,000 development studios in the country have closed their operations since a freeze on video games approval was issued. The slowdown in gaming approval started in the middle of 2021 and still going. Normally, the National Press and Publication Administration approves around 80 to 100 games a month. A month. Do you hear that? 80 to 100 games a month, and they have not released any games since the middle of 2021. So if you're saying we're talking, oh my gosh, well over 600 games. Let's just say well over 600 games. All right. So, however, a South China Morning Post reports a list of approved new video game titles hasn't been released since the end of July. As a consequence, 14,000 small studios and gaming-related firms have been shut down. The figure comes from a report by a state-run newspaper, Securities Daily, that uses data from Tianyancha, Tianyancha. I just stopped trying. A business registry tracking firm. It also provides the 18,000 figure, the number of companies that were shut down in 2020. And y'all see Tencent. Oh, Tencent. Tencent is everywhere, man. While small studios and video game connection companies keep going out of business, the largest firms also suffer losses. ByteDance, which is the owner of TikTok, Baidu, the major internet technology company in China, and Tanwan Games take their toll by laying off their employees in the video game segment. In comparison, leaders as Tencent and NetEase keep investing in overseas markets in order to balance the regulatory issues in China. For instance, Tencent acquired several Western studios. Tencent acquires everything. Tencent acquired several Western studios last year, including Sumo Digital and Turtle Rock, as well as stakes in some other firms like Clay Entertainment, or at Clay Entertainment, not sure, Spec Ops The Line, Studio Jaeger, and UK Studio Platonic. Okay. Find more information about the China freeze gaming market here. Don't forget, join already, yada, yada, yada. Okay. So, for everyone that is, interested in the China market, the China players, there's also like Fortnite. There's a lot of Chinese players that were very big on that. I play Clash Royale, big in the China market. A lot of different games that were huge in the China market. I think League of Legends was another one that had these huge fan bases of players who are the go-to, the GOATs, the Gokus of everything. And they can't even join in all this. Feel bad, man. So nonetheless, we'll go ahead and we're going to move on. But I do want to say shout out to everybody who is dealing with the struggle. If you're from China and you're trying to produce a game, if you can hold out, just hold on to your project. I wouldn't even continue working if you're able to hold off and maybe just have another job or something till things pick back up, and then you can put things out there. I would do so. If you can continue working on the game, that's good, but I don't want people to get crazy. You'll continue working on the game. You'll drive yourself crazy if, let's say, a year, 2 years from now, then China says, oh, we're going to put a freeze on it for 5 years. And where does that leave you for games, the market, money, things like that? I don't think they'll do that, to be honest, but you never know. So shout out to everybody out there in China, especially those developers out there. I hope things get better for you. All right.